Hello everyone, my name is Cricket, or everybody calls me Cricket, from Woolly Cricket. You can find me on Instagram, Ravelry, um, Facebook, Twitter as Woolly Cricket, and Cricket to me on YouTube. But okay, we're not changing that to Woolly Cricket yet because I'm not sure I'm going to be good at this, so we'll see how it goes. I like to design. I'm not great at it. Well, let me rephrase it. I'm not confident at it. I've never been confident at much of anything my entire life. So maybe this will help with my confidence a little bit, and maybe you'll get to know me and I'll get to know you. And if you're the same kind of person I am and you like a little bit of self-esteem, we can prop each other up, tell each other that we are actually worthy and good at things. So I'm a decent knitter. I've been told that I knit very fast. I'm not sure that that's true. I don't have a lot of people around me that knit, so I don't have a lot of gauge to see if I knit faster than them. And I know it's not a race, but I'm a product knitter. Most everybody that I know that knits is a process knitter, so they enjoy the process of knitting where I enjoy the end result. So I have a room full of little knickknacks and things that I've already finished, and I just try to crank things out as fast as I can because that's what makes me happy. Of course, I want them to be done well, but I also want a lot. So I knit dog sweaters primarily. That's my business on Etsy. It's also under Woolly Cricket. And that started because I have a boxer. And anybody that knows dogs knows boxers are hard to fit for sweaters. If you go to PetSmart or Petco and pick up a sweater, it's not going to fit your dog very well because they're barrel chested and small bellied. So the sweaters fit in the, if you get to fit in the belly, it's too tight in the chest. If you get to fit in the chest, it's way too big on the belly and they can pull it off. So my husband went, okay, you consider yourself a designer, then design something. And I went, okay, I will. And I set out to do it. It took a while, but I made a sweater that I was very proud of. I made cables because cables stretch. That way it'll be small enough around the belly, but big enough around the chest. They'll stretch out to fit his chest, so it made a good fit. And one thing led to another, and we live where it's really cold in the winter, so my boxer was cold. And people would see it and say, will you make one for my dog? Sure. And then it grew and grew until one year I got myself in a jam and had to send out SOS to the greater knitting community, and boy did they step up and answer my plea for help. I have an Etsy store, like I said, and my husband was sick, and I let the orders, you can set it where you have so many orders where people can just order. Well, I didn't get it set correctly, so people were just ordering, and we were like 400 sweaters. Well, one person knitting 400 sweaters is merely impossible. Oh, sorry, I'm sliding out of my chair. For some reason, it's not sitting well today. So I sent out a SOS. I'll give you a pattern. I pay you for the sweaters you knit, and I kept 10% plus the fees that they charged me on Etsy. So I felt like that was a pretty good deal. They provided their own yarn and they shipped them to me, and I sent them money when they sold. And we got through that season. So this last season, or this past season, starting in the heart of the season, I decided I would change things up a little bit. And I just put in that if you need a custom sweater, or I don't have a color that you in size that you want, send me a message and I will see if we can get to it. I have a couple girls that knit with me, mostly just one. And hi Mindy, if you're watching. And Emily knits sporadically, but she's took a couple years off. So hi Emily, if you're watching. Um, and we are trying to build stock. That way, You don't have to wait on your sweater if you order it. And if you need a special, boy, words are not coming today, a special size sweater or custom size sweater or just one I don't have in stock, then you can message me and I will see if we can get to it, like I said. Okay, enough about the jibber jabber and the dog sweaters, because that's my primary knitting thing, and that's what makes me a product knitter. I have to get as many done as I can. That way my customers aren't waiting. Now, I love to knit. I've knit as long as I can remember. And my husband, we lost our business the last recession years ago, probably 20 or so years ago. And we lost our business, and my husband said, "You've never been out of our hometown. Why don't we drive a semi-truck?" So we put the boxer up in the truck and took off. And I happened to have one set of knitting needles and one ball of yarn with me because all that stuff was gone. And sorry, still a little rough. I would knit that ball of yarn into whatever took my fancy that time, and then I'd take it out and knit again and take it out until my husband said, "Okay, when we stop at one of these stores, go in and get another color yarn because I'm tired of seeing that one." And I agree. And funny story. So I had two colors of yarn, and I missed one color, and I'm thinking, where is my ball of yarn? Well, we stopped at a truck stop to get some food, wash our clothes, take showers as you do. I opened the door and wrapped around the steps, the running board, the steps of the truck where you crawl in and out, was all my yarn. It had gotten out, I guess, when I got in the truck, and instead of just running down the road, which would have been funny, it was wrapped around and around and around that little plate where you get up in the truck. So I had to take scissors and cut that off, but I was back to one color of yarn. And I was knitting a hat, and I thought, I'll just keep this time. And my husband said, "Well, who's that for?" And I said, You have to get out in the snow and chain up the truck. And so I was going to make you a hat. And he said, "Well, do you think it'll fit?" Of course, he was driving, and me being stupid, I stood up and put it over his head. Well, it was too big, so I had to jerk it off real quick because it couldn't see it come way down here. I'm better now than I used to be, but that was extremely funny. And of course, I sit back down in my seat because if you're in a truck, you still have to wear your seatbelts, but you can move around a little bit at leisure because you get in traffic jams and you're able to get up and move around. There's a big area in the back, the bunks and stuff. So we never tried anything else in the truck while it was moving. And I never knit dog sweaters or anything like that at that time because we were limited space in the truck. But I got to see a lot of the United States by just riding around in that truck. And it was fun. And then I landed the next company my husband went to work for. I landed where my son lives, and I stayed. We're here now. He's retired from the trucking, but he's working at another company. He's a supervisor, works night shift, long hours, and I'm here a lot of times by myself. I knit all night, a lot of nights. Sometimes I forget to sleep. Sometimes I forget to eat, and then I eat way too much. There's the shape, the fat. And I still have a boxer. My other boxer that started this, Loki, is since passed. He was 13 and a half, which is a long life for a boxer. And of course I tear up when I talk about him too. He cancer, as most boxers. Cancer is a bad, bad thing for people and animals alike. So now, of course, I was, as us girls do, laying in the floor crying because my boxer was gone. And my husband went Valentine's and drove 8 hours and came in with this little bitty black boxer. My other boxer was white, so he thought a white one wouldn't be good. And he fit in my hand. And he said, "You're going to have to quit crying and get up and feed this one. He needs mama." So that's what I did. I got up and fed him and took care of him. And he's been with me ever since. Sorry, my computer shut down. So you guys, he will be 7 this December the 18th. And that's typically when boxers leave us, 7 to 10. And I will be a wreck. Probably worse than the first one. Because he's been with me every day. And he's my baby. And I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm crying. It's just, I don't want to lose him. But this is not a good way to start out a YouTube video or podcast or just saying hello and introducing myself. I probably don't have any knitting right here close because it's all downstairs. Excuse me. Yes, I have a dog sweater on the needles. And this year I've added baby sweaters because when the economy gets bad, and the economy is worse than it has been in a while, the prices have went up. And we're not going to get into politics. It's just a fact that everybody doesn't have as much money at the end of the week as they used to. People get creative in other ways, and we usually have a baby boom. And I know that because I used to be in medicine. So, let me dry my tears and stop this silliness. And I have a baby pink sweater on the needles. And then I have the boar sweater. And I will put that down in the information and all the other things that I talk about. Where you can find me and everything will be down in the bottom, and I'll try to add links. The boar sweater, and I'll try to add a picture wherever it will go if I can, because I'm learning. I'm knitting it with a friend that's out of Canada, and I don't like to swatch, so I'm not sure this will fit me, but we will see. And I will show pictures a little bit later in this, and if you'd like, I will show you my crazy knitting room because it's full of yarn. So let's move you around. Gonna be a little movement, so those that get seasick, close your eyes. Okay, this is all my dog sweater yarn because when there was a yarn shortage, I started stocking up when I could catch it on sale. So that way I won't have to tell a customer, I don't have that color. Because now I pretty much have that color. There's some of the baby sweaters there. And then, let's move you around. Oh, goodness. There, over in that corner, is some of my Holst and my bookshelf. In the closet is the filing system for all the dog sweaters, and there's some Holst up there on the left hand top. My sewing machine. This is right here is some sock yarn, mostly fingering weight because I like fingering weight mostly. And I thought I would try my hand at dyeing a little bit, and you can see that that didn't go very far. And then up here is a basket my son hung up for me of more fingering weight. And I don't have a lot of, I'm coming back down, I don't have a lot of DK or sport. I have worsted, which is for the dog sweaters, and fingering, which is what I love. And I've started accumulating silk mohair. Everybody's doing silk mohair right now. Or what is it? Surrey? Alpaca? Maybe. I've not had any of that yet, so I'll find that out and maybe try that. But this is the one that's going on my boar sweater. I'm hoping I have enough of this. If I don't have enough of this, then I'm probably transition to this one. And if that's not enough, then I will go to this one. But probably, if I just need one more, I may go from that to that one. So, comments, let me know what you think, which colors. So, there you go. I'm going to either stop right here and do some editing and maybe add in some knitting pictures along. And maybe I didn't say too many times. We'll work on it. It was nice talking to everybody. Bye. Say hello. I need knitting friends. Bye.